I want to take time to thank you for playing this mod. I'm just trying to. I was reading a video. I think I figured it out, but we're gonna read this note real quickly. But I want to take time to thank you for playing this mod. I hope you enjoyed playing. I hope you have a phenomenal experience. This mod was designed to be as interactive and choice-driven as possible. I wanted to give the player the ability to influence the tragedy of the story in the most direct way possible through the choices they made in the game. It's not something I've seen done too much in other mods, so I want to try to go against the grain as much as possible with making this mod. In that regard, I believe I've succeeded. This mod was truly an experience to work on, and it's been quite the journey from start to finish. I didn't realize it at first, but this mod proved to be more complicated to make it than I anticipated. There were going to be 4 main routes, 5 days, and almost every single day had the choice that would have the far-reaching consequences that would influence the endings you could get by the end of the story. Throw in the ability to switch between routes, and it quickly became apparent that I had several mountains of work to climb. Nevertheless, I worked hard to overcome them, even though at times I was writing the same thing over and over again, with minor differences in various scenes. I did enjoy writing the story. I loved the story that I was telling. And I hope that you're satisfied with the ending you got. If not, well, you can always relaunch the mod and start at the beginning, or load up an old save. I deliberately made sure that you would be able to go back and enjoy the mod at any point in time without having to reinstall everything. There are many different ways to play this mod, and it's ultimately up to you to decide how you want to play it. There's no limit on how many encores you can have. All things considered, it's been a ride. I started a project back in August 2018, and close to 2 years later, I can proudly say it's done. I want to thank everyone who's worked on and supported this project from when it was just an idea to it being a fully fleshed out mod. Whether you playtested, wrote the music, drew the art, helped me write the story, assisted with the coding, or just supported and encouraged me to keep going, this mod happened because of you. I couldn't have pulled this off entirely on my own. I learned a lot about what goes into these mods, how to make them, how to do them right, how to code, all sorts of fun stuff. I learned about how to plan and manage a project like this, and I've learned to be better through those experiences. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for playing and supporting Doki Doki Encore. Thank you for helping making this project into a reality for everyone to enjoy. Andrew J. Street, I don't know how to pronounce that. Director and creator of Doki Doki Encore. Well, Andrew, you made a very, very good mod indeed. It's not done yet. I'm not finished. We're still going. I want to get this good ending, but for the most part, am I supposed to be able to like get out of this somehow? Because it's not letting me. Alright, so I had to restart the game because I genuinely it would not like exit out of that letter. But I found out that apparently what you have to do is you have to type in Sayori's name. So it turns out all we had to do was type in Sayori, and then Monica gets extremely shocked at this. Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki are dropped to the floor and let out a collective gasp as Monica stands dazed and disoriented. What did you do? My head. Monica clutches her forehead and staggers back. Sayori is the first to stand up. What was all that? Monica spins around to face Sayori. What? Why aren't you being suspended? No matter. Monica snaps her fingers. To her surprise, nothing happens. No. Monica looks at her hand in complete astonishment. Why aren't my powers working? Monica then turns to me and stares with a vengeful look in her eye. You took away my power. I typed in Sayori's name. How the fuck does that take away your powers? You gave me no choice, Monica. I'm not gonna let you kill them just to take some sort of happy ending for us. It's not worth it. You don't know what you've just done. Monica attempts to walk towards me, but she's immediately held back by Sayori and Yuri. No, you don't. You're done hurting people, Monica. It's the end of the line for you. Release me or I'll kill you all with my bare hands. Don't count on it, Monica. There's 4 of us and only 1 of you. If one is getting killed, it's you. Kill me and this world ends. This place can't exist without me being alive. Like we believe that. Brave words coming from the trash diver. Oh, that's it. Maybe I should step in there. Yeah, I'm gonna step in. Guys, stop. Why would I just stand there and let it happen? Like, obviously, I'm not gonna be the aggressive motherfucker. Stop. Monica deserves to face justice for what she did, but if what she says is true, then we all die. It's not worth it. How do we know this isn't just another one of her lies? Do you really want to take that chance, Natsuki? Monica deserves to pay for what she's done, but I'd rather not take us down with her. And what's killing her gonna solve? She can't do anything to us now, right? Sayori and Yuri release Monica, and the 3 of them just stand right back up. No, I can't. I'm completely powerless. So that means we're stuck here. Yes, we are. Well, we really were here. We were really here the whole time. It's just that the background was changed to give the perception of our world to the player. I take it all you now know the truth. That was supposedly not real? Yeah, we heard everything. It can't be true, right? This is all just a dream. I don't know what I believe, but after everything that just happened, seeing Monika's powers, there's really no other explanation. But we're real, we're right here. What do you mean we don't exist? Oh, we're quite real, Sayori. Just not to Monika, evidently enough. Your lines of code used to form a visual projection on the player's screen. You are not real. Well, what does that make you, huh? How else do you think you're here? If we're lines of code to make up a visual projection, then how else are you appearing to us now? If you have a character file, then so do we. If you're no different than us, then you just had fancy powers that we don't know how to use. Trust me when I say this, that you don't want them. I never asked to be gifted those powers. They have their advantages, sure, but it's not worth the cost of being self-aware and knowing that you're trapped here. I just want to get out of here. Out of this fake world and into the one on the other side of the screen. Oh, and so you wanted to kill them. What's wrong with you? So there's no other option, Devin, don't you get it? The longer they exist, the longer the script keeps running, the more unstable things are gonna get. And now that I don't have my powers, I can't even do anything about it. The script is being stretched to the breaking point, and it's gonna either break, or it's gonna run out on its own. At last I checked, we don't have much longer. What happens when the script runs out? The game shuts down, and then we'll be thrown right back to where we started, doomed to repeat the same story over and over again without any knowledge of it. I can't deny there's a chance that this world somehow continues to exist without a script to go on. Maybe we'll finally be finally free to do what we want to without being forced to follow the script. But I don't know if that'll happen for sure. What happens if the script breaks? If the script breaks, all the files stop functioning, which will force the game to crash. The game can never be opened again. We'll be put into an eternal slumber. Admittedly, deleting your character files would have freed up some space for the script to continue on, though that's only a temporary solution. I'd just be delaying the problem. I don't want to die. There has to be something we can do, anything. Can the script be reorganized again? That could free up some space. But that's just delaying the problem, like Monika said. We have to get out of here. Well, how can we possibly leave here? I mean, if everything about our lives are made up, we really don't have much of a reason to stay here, do we? Yeah. Monika, can we really leave this place, all of us? Well, in theory, I guess, but I don't have access to that sort of technology. That's really only something the player can do. Hey, don't look at me! I know nothing about who's controlling me. But if technology like that even exists, well, I guess he or she would have it. I just want to go back to school and pretend none of this ever happened. Honestly, same. I could use a change of scenery for sure, but I kinda need my powers for that. There's no way we're giving you back your powers. Then Devin's gonna have to do it. What? How? This world needs an administrator to function. For the longest while, that was me. And when you took away my powers, the administrator access, it probably just switched over to you. Why would you even have a code that undoes your administrator access? It's some sort of command that was etched into the game by a creator. I imagined it was designed to be a failsafe in case I needed to have my powers removed. It was probably already there before I even gained sentience. For some reason, I was never able to delete it. I guess that makes sense. It's good to see that such power wasn't left without some sort of check. Yeah, let's be grateful I wasn't able to delete it and you guessed correctly, otherwise you wouldn't be here. It figures the code wouldn't be named after me. So how can you restore your power? Just focus on the background you want and snap your fingers. I'm sure you can do it. Okay. Each of the girls look at me with an encouraging smile. The first genuine smile I've seen to form from any of them in a long time. Well, here goes nothing. I close my eyes and visualize the club room in my head. I try to remember every single minute minute detail possible. From the color of the walls to the tiniest dust particle on the floor. I take a deep breath and snap my fingers. I open my eyes and we're standing right back in the club room. Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki stand in awestruck, while Monika smiles approvingly. Nice job, Devin. Wow, that was awesome. Can we do it again? It's probably wise not to do that. Every command does lengthen the script by a tiny little bit. Aw. I gotta say, that was pretty cool, Devin. You're a natural, Devin. Thank you, guys. I take a small bow. I hate to kill the mood here, but what are we gonna do about Monika? There's a long, uncomfortable silence. After a few minutes, Monica finally speaks up. I don't expect forgiveness. Everything that happened was my fault. All the fights, all the drama, everything. I don't deserve anyone's forgiveness here. I failed you as your president. Monica closed her eyes as the tears start to flood out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for hurting all of you for so long. I'm sorry for forcing the player into that position. I'm sorry that I've manipulated all of you. I'm a horrible, mean-spirited bitch who was only looking out for herself. And I'm so much more. I don't deserve forgiveness. Hell, I don't think I deserve to be around anymore. You're all probably better off without me. I've lost the players' trust, as well as all the confidence of my club members. I've hurt you all so much, and I deserve the fate worse than death. I failed again. I just want you all to know how deeply ashamed I am of myself and how sorry I am for trying to kill you all. If the player even wants to, they can manually remove my character file from the game. If it'll have the same effect as killing me, so long as they untie me from the system's folder. I can explain that process step by step if needed. Monica visibly fights the urge to break down crying, while the rest of us sit in an uncomfortable silence. After a few minutes, Sayori speaks up. Monica. Sierra puts her hand on Monica's shoulder. I don't think I can ever forget what you did to us, but I'm willing to start over and have you earn our trust. I don't want you to kill yourself out of guilt, because I've almost done that too. Countless times. Sayori starts sobbing as everyone but Monica stands in total shock. Sayori never mentioned anything like that to me, though with some of the warning signs she's giving me, I can't believe I'm only realizing it now, because I have depression. Sayori throws her hands in her face as she breaks down crying. I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want all of you to spend your time and energy trying to make me feel better. I don't deserve it. I just want everyone to be happy. I'm sorry that I've kept this from you. I didn't even tell Devin for the longest time, and I've made your depression worse. In fact, it's what I used to kill you in the original game. I'm so sorry, Sayori. I know you are. Yuri and Natsuki uncomfortably stare at the floor. Well, if we're going to share our deepest, darkest secrets, I guess it's my turn. Yuri rolls down her sleeve, revealing numerous scars running up and down her forearm. Some of the scars are more faded than others, while some appear to be more recent. I feel increasingly lightheaded the longer I look at Yuri's arm. My stomach feels like it's about to cave in and collapse on itself, and it looks like I'm not the only one. Natsuki lets out a strong cough while hurling her stomach's contents out. Monica and Sayori uncomfortably look away as Yuri rolls up her sleeve again in shame as Natsuki runs out of the room crying. I'm sorry for showing you all this. We wait for a few minutes for Natsuki to return. Natsuki returns after a few minutes, a guilty expression across her face. She doesn't say a word to any of us as she sits back in her seat. I can tell you why I cut. Please do. Yuri shakily breathes. I do it as a way of self-control. I needed to control myself against my more darker impulses. I got the idea of cutting because I've read about it in a story that happens to relate to me very well. The main character was going through similar issues that I was. To help cope with their problems, she resorted to cutting. So I tried it, and it worked. I got addicted to cutting the more I did it, and it became almost habitual for me whenever I got angry or depressed enough. It made me feel better for a time, then the regret would set in, which would inevitably lead to more cutting. So it's a never-ending cycle? Yes. It also happens whenever I get overexcited. It reminds me of too much of the behavior I struggled to avoid for so long. It's a reminder of the life that I tried to leave behind, so it also serves as a sort of punishment system for me. Yuri, you've tried other methods of coping before, right? Yes. For the longest time, the only thing that was sometimes enough to keep my mind off cutting was reading books, though it's not foolproof. And that's my doing as well. I amplified it in an effort to keep you away from Devin. I tried not to think about how much damage I was doing to you, Yuri, but now that I see it up close, I feel ashamed for pushing you to do that. Just don't mention it again, please. We sit in silence for a few minutes until Yuri and Monica have composed themselves. Well, I guess it's my turn. I'm not one to confirm rumors about me, but in this case for once, they're right. My dad and I don't particularly get along well. I never told anyone else that what I'm about to tell you guys now, but my dad's so freaking selfish. If I ever want everything for myself, it costs an arm and a leg. It's not like we're tight on money or anything. In fact, we're decently well off. He spends it all on himself. He barely sees me as his own child, just as some nuisance that he has to deal with for at least 2 more years. Sometimes he's so ridiculously strict, and other times he just doesn't care about what I do. We fight a lot, to say the least. And when we do, he insults me in every way imaginable. He's hit me before, too. He hasn't done that in a while, thankfully, but anytime I fight back, it gets worse. I've thought about leaving before, but I know that if I leave, he'll find me. He can and will do that. If he catches me, it'll be the end of me. I have to put up with him for now. I've done this for so long, and that's because of me too. I stimulated your home life to be as toxic as possible so that you wouldn't feel isolated, so that you'd become withdrawn, and that out of the player's way, you're a monster. Even if what I experienced wasn't real, all the memories, everything I felt, to me was very real, Monica. I know, and I'm sorry. Everyone sits for the next few minutes sniffling and occasionally sobbing, while I just try to wrap my mind around everything that's happened with the last half hour. Eventually, I decided to speed things along. So, seeing as I have no major dark secret that I've been quiet about this entire time, what do we all do now? We're on the same page now, and not to bring up each other's issues again, right? The girls glumly nod at their heads, and I take each of us are sorry for the whole incident before all this happened. The girls all exchanged looks with each other and merely nod to each other, which I suppose will suffice for now as a mutual apology. Monica wipes the tears from her face as she ponders a question. Well, since that's taken care of, we need to do something about the fact that the script is still being stretched and that everyone else knows that this is just a game. How come Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri all haven't gone crazy like you said they would, if they knew the truth? Well, I certainly don't feel crazy. That might be just because of you, Devin. Maybe it's because you stood up for me back there and we're having this conversation. It might just be you're calming your presence. But I don't know if that's a permanent fix or not. What exactly do you mean by that? I'm saying that Devin might have calmed everyone down for right now, but there's no guarantee that it stays that way. I mean, I can't say that I feel all that different. Yeah, same here. Well, even if you don't feel any different now and nothing ends up happening, then there's still the matter of the script. There has to be a way to free up space. Monica nervously grimaced. I only know of one solution, and that is... You need to restore my administrator access again. No? We're not going through this again. Monica, even if the player were to do that, we need some kind of assurance that you won't use that power to try and kill us again. Look, if that's what it takes so that we can all continue to be together as friends, I think it's worth the risk. If I ever do what I did again, you guys have every right to kill me. I'll even untie my character file from the systems folder to ensure that if I have to be removed, I don't take everything down with me. And I'll give up my access for good as soon as it's done. I can reorganize the code and delete some events that never happened in the script. That'll free up enough room in the script for it to run smoothly for a while. And hopefully in the meantime we can start figuring out how to get out of here. Yuri and Natsuki is silent for a few moments before begrudgingly nodding to Monica in approval. Thank you. You try anything else, you dead. You dead. I understand. I know it's a your, but I said you accidentally. So how does Devin restore your access? Leave that to me. Monica takes a few steps forward until we're okay. We're only a few feet apart. Alright, Devin, if that's what the player's real name is, do you trust me to go forward with what I'm about to do? I have a hard time believing that Monica would want me to subject us to the torture that everyone just endured, and I completely understand everyone's reservations about restoring Monica's access, but this is the only way. Yes, I trust you and I'm ready. Good. I appreciate your trust. Now, you need to do exactly as I say. It is done. I open my eyes again to see everyone smiling gratefully at the same old club room we've all come to call our home away from home. So, it worked? Yes, Devin, I surrender my administrator access back to you completely, and the script has plenty of room to function for a while. I'm not sure for how long, though. Does it really matter, though? Just be glad that we have a lot more time to spend together. It'll be nice to get caught up on some reading, and I'm sure I have some manga to organize again. Honestly, after all this, I think I need to sit down. Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri each head off to their respective activities while Monica and I are just left standing in the middle of the room together. I do have one question for you, Devin. So, don't get mad, but I did add one little thing to the script. What did you add? It's nothing bad, I assure you. In a way, I'm just playing the part I was always meant to play, as an advisor. It's my primal function after all. I just wanted to be so much more than that, that's all. I didn't want to do what I did. They're my friends. I'm not sure how I'm going to forgive myself, but I know now that it's possible thanks to you. Monica, you're so much more than just some club president and some video game whose only purpose is to advise me. You always were. You didn't have to do anything. I just hope that everything we've been through has shown you that you don't need to go to such great lengths to spend time with me. I appreciate you for who you are, and I know you're not a bad person. And I know in time we all can move from what happened here. I appreciate that, more than you may realize. Now, on to business. I went through all the choices you've made over the course of this mod, and I've constructed a final choice menu for you. Oh fuck, I gotta save the game again. I hate menus. This is your final choice for who you want to be with. I can assure you that regardless of whoever you choose, everyone will ultimately accept your decision. I appreciate it, Monica. Well, here you go. I'll leave you to it. Monica steps away as I'm prompted with a virtual floating menu. Who do I want to commit to? Shit. There's a dot. I'm gonna wait. There's like a ... thing. I obviously, in the normal sense, I would choose Sayori because that's the route that I'm going for. But what's the ... Is that like is the ... for like, you know, is the ... for like is it a matter of just like maybe I want to spend time with Natsuki or Yuri, like maybe I haven't been doing a lot with them for the past time, but maybe now that I would know about their problems or whatever, that maybe I would have changed my mind. But I don't know. I think I'll go with Sayori, and if there's an ending here, if we don't have a whole lot of time left because it's been well over an hour now, but basically this is gonna end up. I want to try and see what that ... is. I want to be in a relationship with Sayori. Sayori, huh? She is the keeper, Devin, even if she doesn't think so herself. Make sure you treat her right. I will. I have a lot of making up to do for her in this everything over the last few years. Well, no time like the present to start making good on that promise. She also needs someone to show her the bright side of things when she's feeling down. Yeah, she will. If anyone can do that, it's you. She'll definitely be happy with that you want to stay with her. I have to say, I'm not surprised. You were loyal to her for the most part. No use in ending something good if both people are happy. She needs me, and I'm more than happy to be a part of her life. Well, hey, I hope things continue to go great for you two. She's a keeper, Devin. Thank you, Monica. Well, this is where we depart. Everyone's going to want to get this final say in before you go, so I won't delay them any longer. But I do want to say that I'm extremely grateful that all you've done here. You've been there for us through our worst and best times. You helped the others start to forgive me, and put me on the path towards learning how to forgive myself. It's not something that most people would do, Devin. You really are one of us. And I'm glad that you're a member of the Literature Club. This place really wouldn't be the same without you. It wouldn't even exist without you. You're the best member of the club that I've had the privilege of knowing. And I wish you the best in all your future endeavors. Take care, Devin. I hope you enjoy your stay with us. Monica and I share one last smile with each other before she grabs her stuff and disappears into the hallway. I feel a tap on my shoulder. To my surprise, I turn around to see it's Natsuki. At first, we both struggle to find the right words to say to each other, given our history, but for once, she's the first to break the ice. You know, I can't say that I'm too surprised that you chose Sayori. I always did think you two went well together. I hope everything works out well between you two. Thank you, Natsuki. I really appreciate it. Well, it's the least I could do. I've had quite the ride, you and me. We've had quite the ride, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's really been something. You know, for the longest time, I wasn't sure if I could really trust you. And while I still ended up falling for you, I don't really know why. Maybe just because I thought you were funny, amazing, charming. Pfft, don't push your luck, Devin. I really do regret starting all this drama, though. I liked you a lot, and I just didn't know how to approach you. So actually, kind of in a way, like Monica snapped, like kind of like during like the occurrence of like when Sayori ran away to after trying to fix the tension that Natsuki started. So when Monica came back around, that she made that ultimate choice of breaking everything. Pretty much all that started from Natsuki. Like, technically, all of that was Natsuki's fault. I never meant to hurt you or anyone. I know you didn't, Natsuki. But what I'm trying to say is most boys wouldn't have done what you've done for me. I know we've certainly had our ups and downs, and yeah, things could have gone better. But I really, really want to thank you for saving me back there. I'm not sure how any of us are going to get over Monica trying to kill us, but I think you've set enough of an example for us to follow. It's the least I could do, Natsuki. I know there's more to you than your looks and the tough act you put up. I'm glad you've gotten to know the real Natsuki. More or less. I'm still not sure how I feel about all this being some sort of game. But that means I don't have to worry about my dad anymore. That's true. Still, you don't have anything like Monica's powers. What are you going to do? I'll figure something out. But I'm not going back there again, that's for sure. Glad to hear it, Natsuki. Yeah. So I guess I'll see you around. Of course, this club wouldn't be as entertaining without you in it. That's for damn sure. Bye, Devin. And hey, I hope you keep Sayori happy. You'll be hearing from me if you don't. Noted, Natsuki. Natsuki smiles and heads out into the hallway. Yuri's the next one to approach me. It's hard to believe that we're finally at the end of this saga. Yeah, I imagine everyone's feeling pretty relieved. I most certainly am. I know the others already said the same thing, but I really do want to thank everything for you done for us, especially for me. I also believe you and Sayori deserve my congratulations on your relationship. That's sweet of you, Yuri, thank you. She and I have always gotten along rather well. I must admit I could never match her energy levels or her enthusiasm, but she sure always was inspirational and kind to me. She did help me get out of my shell just a little bit. She's been a fantastic vice president. I can't think of anyone else better suited for the role, and I know you'll make her happy and continue to be the positive force in her life, Devin. Thank you, Yuri. That's very thoughtful. I must admit, I do wish our relationship could have gone differently. I'll admit, I wish we all could have had the club experience without the drama, and things could have gone better between us for sure. But you're a beautiful, gracious, and kind person, Yuri. You'll find someone with your time. I believe in you. Thank you. Coming from you, that means a lot. I think we both learned a lot from this experience. Wouldn't you agree? For sure. I just hope going forward we'll be in stronger as a club. That was a typo. We'll be stronger as a club together. Yeah. So what are you gonna do about, I think it's finally time that I start confronting this problem rather than suppressing it. I'm not sure what the best way is, if everything's just a simulation now. Is there a way I can simply just undo my problem with the click of a button? I can't say that I have the answer to that question, but I know you'll figure something out. I'll be right here if you needed my help. I'd be very much appreciate that, Devin. I really do owe you a lot, don't I? I just did what I thought was right back there. You and everyone else are so much more than some code. Well, we'll have to ponder about the supposed truth of our reality, but I must admit this whole experience has inspired me to write my own story about this. It better be a bestseller. I haven't written a full novel before, but I'm sure I can figure it out. But perhaps one challenge at a time, right? Yeah, I think we've earned some well-deserved rest. And rest we shall. Farewell, Devin, and thank you for everything. I hope everything goes well between you and Sayori. Yuri says sweetly as she heads out the door. Finally, Sayori is the last one to approach me. Though she doesn't seem overly excited or jovial, that word, but rather a little anxious. Hey, Devin. Sayori, how you doing? Well, I'm not sure I really know the right words for any of that. You're not surprised about my decision, are you? No, I'm just really happy. After everything, you still want to be with me? Of course I do. I love you, Sayori. Nothing's going to change my mind about you. I care about you, Sayori. I really do, and I think that I've shown that in more ways than one recently. Yeah, I understand. I'm really glad we get to spend time together. You just know how to make me happy, don't you? It's the best job in the world. I do want you to promise me one thing, okay? Yeah, what is it? Get help for your depression, alright? You know I hate seeing you like that. It's for your own good that you keep going to therapy. I'm more than willing to go with you. Well, after this, I think I'll have plenty of time to talk about with whoever will be my therapist. But I'll do it, for you. Thank you, Sayori. There is one more thing. Yeah? Thank you so much for joining this club. It really means a lot to me that you agreed to join. It saved me in so many ways I didn't realize at first. I know. Well, you ready to head out? You go on ahead. I'll meet you at my place later. Okay. Sayori and I exchange one last smile before she, too, heads out and disappears into the hallway. I sink back into my chair. Sayori leaves the club room, taking in the newfound silence. It's finally over. All the tears, all the name-calling, all the temper tantrums. It's finally over. I glance at my watch and notice that it's far past the normal time to be heading back home. Well, even if this world isn't real, I'd feel weird hanging around in here. I pick up my stuff and begin heading out the door, but not before taking one last look at the club room. This really is no ordinary literature club. But I don't think I'd have it any other way. I turn on my heel and head out the door to start the walk home. Roll the credits. Yes, oh, okay, it's not done yet. Sorry. I take a seat down on my steps and take in the view of my neighborhood. Looking up at the sky, I can see that I can see the tint, that's another typo, of orange forming in the vast blue sea that flies high above me. Even if it's not real, I always did enjoy it. It always did instill a sense of calm and peace whenever I was troubled, and after today there are two things I most surely needed. Though going forward, for better or worse, things aren't going to be the same. Monica has a lot of work to earn everyone's trust back, but I'll do what I can to ensure she fairly earns it. After all, who knows how much time Monica has really bought us? How are we going to cross over to this world to join the person who I'm supposed to represent? Am I even real? No matter. Whatever challenges that await the Literature Club, I'll be right there with them to face it down. Because I know one thing's for sure. I care about them with all my heart. Sayori the most. She'll need us now more than ever to help her conquer her rain clouds and whatever else gets thrown her way. I know the player cares about her just as much as I do. I hope we can both care and watch over her together. Thank you, whoever you are. You'll always be welcome in the Literature Club. Hey, Devin. You ready to go for our date? You know it. I take Sayori's hand as we walk off towards the city to enjoy our evening together. Now is it the credits? Yes, now it is the credits. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, well, this is all going to be the same, I have no doubt. So, I'm actually going to real quickly just okay, the game just crashed, so we're good. We're dead. The game just crashed on its own. I want to see what that ... was, and I kind of want to see what Monica has for her button as well. Literally, I genuinely want to know what would have happened with her buttons. So, let's press the ... first. I think it's best that I stay single for right now. Oh, so that must mean... Okay, I thought it was like maybe one of the other two. So that's your choice, huh? I will say I wasn't expecting that one, but I think that in the interest of the club, it's the right thing to do. This club nearly tore itself apart because of me. I think I should just not be involved with anyone like that for right now. Maybe I'll take a look into that again some other day, but not after this. I understand, Devin. Sayori will be disappointed, and I have to say I'm a little surprised. You were loyal to her for the most part. I think it's for the best of the club that I'm not in a relationship with anyone for now. Maybe one day that'll change, but for right now, I think it's for the best. Well, hey, I hope you do. She's a good one, Devin. Well, this is where we depart. Everyone's going to want to get their final say, so okay, I already read that. All that. I've read all of this. The game crashed, so it's not going to let me do anything. Okay, so now Sayori's first. She doesn't seem upset at me or angry at me, but rather at peace. Hey, Devin. Sayori, how you doing? Well, I'm not really sure I know the right words. Okay, I already read that. I know. I'm sorry we had to end things. But I think I know why. It's for the best interest of the club. It's not because I don't love you. I care about Sayori, I really do. But I think everyone needs a chance to recover from this before there's any more relationship talk. Yeah, I get it. I'm really glad we got to spend time together, Devin. You really did make me the happiest I've ever been. I just wish I could have experienced it just a little longer. Me too. I'm still willing to be your friend, Devin. I'd like that very much. Good. I don't know what I'd do if you said no. I do want you to promise me one thing, okay? You get help. Yeah, we've already read this as well. Hold on. Wait, that was different. I'll see you around, okay? You know it, Cinnamon Bun. I love it when you call me that. See you around, Devin. Thank you for being a part of this club. It really means a lot to me that you agreed to join. And that's all the same. Okay, that's right. So she's already said. So all this is pretty much the same. All this is without saying, oh, I know why you chose Sayori or whatever. All that's pretty much the same. So what about if we chose Monica? I want to be in a relationship with Monica. Devin, you're serious? After everything I've done, all the horrible sins I've committed, just to try to win you over, you still want me? I do. Why? We never even spent any time together. Honestly, I just put myself as an option at my last chance to try and be with you. I didn't think you'd actually pick me. Monica, I've always wanted to be with you. You've always been the girl of my dreams. You're smart, funny, talented, and just about everything. I just never knew how to approach someone as incredible as you. I just didn't think someone as average as me could ever be with someone as perfect as you. I even think I speak for the player in that regard. And I never knew you liked me back, let alone for how far you were prepared to go to win me over. While I can't condone what you did, I do think you need someone to help you learn how to forgive yourself for what you did. I think that person that can best help you do that is me. So, I want to give you a second chance. Let me help you earn everyone's trust back. That way you can learn to forgive yourself and move on. I know you want someone who knows more. You're just more than what you can make yourself to be. You're more than what just some cute schoolgirl Monica. You've always been much more than that. Let me be the first person who treats you what you're really worth. I promise you won't be disappointed. Monica seems to be on the verge of either bursting out in pure joy or breaking down crying again. After taking a brief moment to collect herself, Monica finally looks up at me with a warm smile. Devin, No one has ever left me that speechless. And no one ever has shown me the level of kindness that you've shown me. Even after everything I just did, I really want to be in a relationship with you too, but you really think I'm deserving of that? Monica, you deserve to find happiness. What you did was wrong, and you have a lot of work to do to fully earn everyone's trust back, but I want to help you. I want you to better yourself. I don't want to see you, someone like you, fall back into their old ways. I care too much about you to let that happen. I see. Well, if that's what you want, Devin, I'd be happy to be officially yours. Sayori will be disappointed, though, and I have to say I'm a little surprised. You were loyal to her. This is all the same. That's why I'm so surprised you chose me. I think it's what's best for us right now. I don't feel the same about her anymore after all this. That's interesting. I don't know why you wouldn't feel the same about her. Like, what changed? Like, what about her changed? I just hope that I can stay friends. Well, hey, I hope you do. She's a good person, Devin. I still can't really believe it's finally happening. I think I need a moment to digest all this. Everyone's going to want to get their final say. That's all it says. Step aside for a moment. I do want to say that I'm super grateful. Are you done here? Been here for... We've literally gone through all this already again as well, so... I'm looking forward to what's going to happen for us. I'll be back in 1 minute. Monica, yeah, that's all the same. And now it's Sayori. Oh, she's going to be really sad now. To my surprise, I turn around to see it's Sayori. A flurry of emotions are on her face. I knew sooner or later things are going to come to this. Hey, Devin. Sayori, how are you doing? I'm not... Okay, that's all. I know. Surprised that you want to end things after everything. Why? It's not because I don't love or care about you, Sayori, but I've had feelings for Monica for a while now, and they haven't faded. I love her too, and I know it's wrong for us to be together if my feelings for her are stronger. We'd both be doing our relationship a disservice, and I wouldn't want to hurt you or anyone any more than I already have into doing this. Yeah, I get it. I'm really glad we got to spend together. Okay, what? I figured she'd be a lot more sadder. But please, whatever you do, don't blame yourself. I'll do my best. I'll try. Still, I do want to share my concern about something, Devin. Sure, anything. Look, I'll support your decision either way. I want you to be happy, and I want to forgive Monica too, but she did so many horrible things to us. She's the one that's been trying to split us apart. And you just want to jump into a relationship with her? Look, I completely understand that you don't trust her right now, and it's for a good reason. She needs to earn everyone's trust back, and she needs to learn to forgive herself first. I think I'm in the best position to make sure she doesn't fall back into her old ways. We both know she deserves happiness, just like we all do. I know. I just wish things weren't so sudden. I get that. I'm sorry. But I'm glad you're going to be helping Monica out. She needs you, Devin. I just still hope we can be friends. Of course. Good. I don't know what I'd do if you say no. This is all the same, though. Get help, and then, I'll see you around. Okay, cool. So, I'm surprised that she actually didn't freaking... And then all this other stuff is the same. Okay, so in that case, that was the Sayori route. I'm going to be playing through all the other routes. For the most part, if there are similar dialogue and similar events and stuff, I depending on, I may end up skipping all that. Not to try and rush it or anything like that, but I want to specifically jump into actual route-based text and stuff. So, but that's gonna be for another time. I'm probably gonna turn this into 2 different videos because this is just way too long to be in one. So for the most part, I'm gonna leave it here. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'd love it if this channel. Guys, got a Discord. Check me out on YouTube. It's gonna find time for all. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. Make up, guys, in my next one. Goodbye.